Morning. Time to perk up. Breville. Day 2 back at the espresso machine. Day 2 back at the gym. And today is going to be an exciting one. Today, I am going to I'm going to South San Francisco to meet up with one of my EPCs to do hands-on training with them while they're doing a preventative maintenance visit. So this project's been in commercial operation for about 3 years. And every year, our EPCs go back out to our sites to run the preventative maintenance inspection. They do a lot of things during that instead of just inspect, but just for this conversation, I'll keep it brief. So the purpose for today's visit is actually to do some hands-on training with the program that my team utilizes to do our inspections. Is called SolarGrade. SolarGrade is an app brought to you by Heliovolta. That's a solar O&M provider. They do inspections and maintenance on solar PV systems, and they're really good at what they do. And I say that because they made SolarGrade. They created the tool to enable them to do a better job inspecting and working on the sites that they're hired to work on. All right, so SolarGrade is unique, and I'll just say this: there's nothing else like it out there on the market. So like I said, I use SolarGrade for inspections, but it does so much more than just inspections. Let me explain. So if I find a broken module on a roof, and let's say on that roof there's 1,000 modules, you could look at a site map and see where the module is, right? How cool is it if you went to the program that you're doing the inspection on, and you see a grid of all these rectangles, and it has a red flag planted on one of the 1,000 modules. As a technician, you're like, oh, I'm going out here to swap out a module. Where is it? This program tells you exactly where the problem is. Of course, someone had to do an inspection, identify the problem, and put it into the SolarGrade app with that precise location. But if everything is done properly, the tool saves a lot of time. So when I go out to a site and I find something wrong, let's say like I have a PV connector that is not wire managed properly and is making contact with the roof surface, I'll identify it as conductors making contact with the roof, and I will geolocate that location in the app. So I don't have to be there, or I don't have to email or phone call call someone and talk to them to let them know exactly where the problem is that needs to be fixed. And that's probably one of the biggest takeaways from SolarGrade as a whole, on at least what drew me to selecting it as a program to utilize for my department's inspections. So today I'm going to an active site, and I'm going to meet with one of my EPCs, one of 2 EPCs that I have recently created credentials for them to utilize SolarGrade. And see, what was happening in the past is I'll go to an inspection, I'll inspect, and then I send my PM the PDF report, and they send that PDF report off to the EPC. But the PDF report's not very good at telling you exactly the geolocation, especially if there's too many. So we started sharing a shareable link, which shared the interactive access to the reports. Well, then it came down to, all right, so now they've made the corrections and they want me to come back out to inspect. Well, the cadence and the timing of that may not always be the same. And so they might finish the corrections in the field and they may tell their PM, hey, I'm all done. But it could take their PM, let's say, a week before they communicate the readiness for reinspection to my PM. Therefore, there's a little latency, a little lag, and in construction, time is money. So what I proposed, and we got it approved by 2 different EPCs, is to create credentials to allow them to log in to the app. And so when we get to the point in construction where there is a punch list or a list of items that need to be complete before we can move on to the next milestone, now the EPC will be able to utilize the tool and they'll be able to validate completion of any punch list items. And now, when all the punch list items are completed within the SolarGrade app by the EPC's technician, that signals me without having to communicate to anyone else that they're ready for reinspection and that they've completed everything and they're not in contention with anything that was on the punch list. So I can get back on the schedule, get back out there and validate this correction so I can close them out and we can move on to the next project or milestone. So I've been able to talk quite freely about SolarGrade and what's going on today because I freaking love SolarGrade. It has created so many efficiencies for me, my team, and just everything that we do. And I really look forward to today being the first day of doing hands-on training with technicians from our EPCs and getting them pulled into the SolarGrade app to enable us to build more efficiencies and, well, to do our jobs better. That was a lot of talk about SolarGrade, and I'm almost done with the video, so let me talk about something else real quick. So this week, travel-wise, I said today I'm going to South San Francisco. Tomorrow, I'm going to Madera and Fresno, so it's a big day of driving. It's also my dad's birthday, so I need to get back here as soon as possible so I can go take the old man out to dinner. And then, Thursday, I'm going to San Jose and San Ramon to close out the week with a few other inspections. And that's my work week. That's my travel. Friday, I will be working at home at the home office. Really actually excited about that because I have a few side projects I'm working on and a few with Claude. But that's another conversation for another day. So with that, I think I've made this whole episode about SolarGrade, which is quite remarkable. I'll just give a quick update. Atomic Habits is a great frickin' book. Got, I think, just under 100 pages left. And this is also week 2 of the Phoenix Journal. And I gotta say, not my best week. It was slow. And I definitely could have improved. I was traveling, so there's only so much I could really do. But excuses are weak. And I'm going to the gym. I'm not a weak guy. Anyway. So, yeah. That's pretty much the video today. I would like to know. In the comment section down below, let me know. Hey, is there a SaaS that you utilize? SaaS. Software as a service. Are you using a software that improves what you do at work or even on a personal level? Is there an app or program or software that you use that enables you to do more? And does it get you so juiced about it that you can talk about it for, about 9-10 minutes? No, maybe? If so, let me know in the comment section down below. Other than that, yesterday I used a script and a teleprompter to do this episode. Today I said, fuck that. I'm going back to just ad-libbing. Let's do this the way that I've been doing it. And I'll keep the scripts for other types of videos. And with that, I'm AJ. You are you. I can't say your name because there's a lot of you. And I hope you have a great day. And until then, and then by tomorrow, I'll see you. And yeah, bye.
Have a great day.